is awaiting a court appearance this morning. Sam Johnson was arrested in Grenada several hours after his former girlfriend and her new boyfriend were shot in the parking lot of that nursing rehab facility. Police Chief John Neal says Johnson had turned around and was headed back toward the Ridgeland area when he was pulled over.
He knew that he was in trouble for what he had done, and he was just trying to find local law enforcement to turn himself into.
Those two victims are recovering after undergoing surgery. Randy Bell in Jackson.
Vice President Mike Pence sent out a warning to North Korea.
Anyone who would threaten our nation should know that America always seeks peace. But if we are forced to defend ourselves or our allies, we will do so with military power that is effective and overwhelming.
USA Radio News.
Everyone loves liberty, so why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Members are able to take back...
We will do so with military power that is effective and overwhelming.
USA Radio News.
Everyone loves liberty, so why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Members are able to take back...
We will do so with military power that is effective and overwhelming.
USA Radio News.
558 Liberty. Everyone loves liberty, so why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Members are able to...
Some words.
The U.S. economy saw faster growth than expected over the summer. USA Radio's Chris Barnes with that report from Washington, D.C.
The government's first reading of third quarter gross domestic product showing the nation's economy grew 3% even from July through September, when experts had predicted 2.5% growth. The healthy growth rate reported by the Commerce Department even more impressive, considering it happened during a quarter when historically destructive hurricanes slammed Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm Chris Barnes.
The big college football game for tomorrow is when number 2 ranked Penn State's Nittany Lions, who are 7-0, meet the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are ranked 6th. You're listening to USA Radio News. I'm Rod Williams-Stoll.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every
about the hard way. Yeah. So I mean, Syracuse has always been a tough place to play, but out of their element, going to Miami, listen, the odds makers, I thought, had it right. I mean, they had them laying what? 17?
Oh, I'll tell you. And 1-800-351-1453.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
It is 6 minutes after the hour. We are on Facebook Live right now, streaming through Biz Talk Radio and probably other sources that we're not aware of. So good morning. Welcome. It is Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Your garden buddies are here, ready to go for the next couple of hours, and I just thought of a way to get 10,000 viewers instantly. Just came to me.
What's that?
Announced that Deborah Lee Baldwin is our guest today.
Oh, my gosh. She did just comment that I'd mentioned in the tag that I'm wearing pants today.
because it feels like fall.
You're
and
wearing...
she goes, what do you usually wear?
Well, usually nothing, but
yeah,
I don't
radio.
think it's anybody's business, but okay, yeah. And John is here, tanned, rested, and ready to go.
You know, I was just wondering, what would a transvestite in Scotland wear?
Easy, partner.
Probably pants, right?
Probably pants. You know what? These things just come to you, and there's no filter. You know what John has? John has social Tourette's. He just
I didn't mean anything bad.
Of course not. When nothing hard or bad taken, John. We understand you. I think most of our listeners and viewers do too. I hope you had a good week.
If I could only get my family to understand me.
Hey, your brother and his wife Gabe are still in town. Dave and Gabe, how long are they here for?
I think they're leaving tomorrow morning.
So that's just over a week.
Got to tell you, want to hear a quick story?
Love a quick story.
They stayed at the Hotel Del Coronado.
The world-famous Hotel Del.
Right, and $650 room, which...
Silence.
Which is paid for by her company.
Right.
Yeah, because they're for a convention.
Yeah.
Right.
Thing.
Facing the ocean. And she, my sister-in-law, Gabe, had... meetings to attend all day. So my brother went out on the beach, and you can walk from only so far in each direction, right? Because then there's Navy outposts.
Right.
And tell you can't go beyond this point.
They're little borders.
Yeah.
Mexico.
So he walked all the way to one end like 2 or 3 days ago when it was hot. I think it was even 100 in San Diego then, right? So he got to the end, had to turn around and come back. And he said he was sweating, had his shirt on, and he thought, you know what? I'm not in the best shape anymore. He is 15 years younger than me, though, 16 years younger.
Okay.
And he's not in bad shape, but, he's not a young guy. So he thought
what the heck? I'm taking my shirt off.
Yeah,
right?
and he said, I'm not going to see any of these people here on the beach again. I'll just take my shirt off. And he's walking down the beach, and he looks over to the side, and there's a bunch of young girls over there. And they pull their sunglasses down and kind of look over the top, staring at him. And he's thinking to himself, you know what? Maybe the old guy still has it.
I still got it.
Yeah.
I still got it.
And then he turns and looks behind him. And there's 6 Navy SEALs jogging up with their 6-packs and 8-packs showing.
Oh, boy.
And
well, for a moment, he had a little thrill.
Yeah, I said, what did you do? He said, I put my shirt back on.
You go to the beach, though, you see people who are probably in a lot worse shape than your brother that don't care. They're there.
Oh, yeah.
There are some people that really probably shouldn't, but they do.
What about when you go to Europe? European beaches.
You have an interesting story.
They have no shame.
You told a story years ago here on this very program. This program right here that offended a few people. You remember?
I'm not going to do it again.
No, it was your Croatia story.
Croatia, yes.
And
I did get emails. People were offended, and
all you said
offense,
was they didn't wear anything, right?
No,
that's not what you said.
That was just the beginning of what I said.
And then when we were in Nice, we saw the beaches where women only had to wear one article of clothing when it came to a bathing suit.
I know, and I remember telling you because you went nice, and I said no, we're in Nice.
Oh, that's where the confusion.
It's spelled the same, but
came in nice Nice.
Right.
Anyway, so here we are off to kind of a weird start here this morning. If you do want to give us a call with your questions or comments, dial us up at 855-424-9825. Otherwise, it's John at GardenAmerica.com. And what many of you are doing right there on Facebook as you watch us live is just post your questions, comments right there, and even kibitz back and forth with each other.
Last week was so hot here in San Diego.
How hot was it?
Well, in Fallbrook it was 106 degrees. But you get yourself in a certain frame of mind. We've got fires, we've got heat.
Yep.
And you're thinking hot. And I was in the greenhouses last week up at Plug Connection where my office is, and it was the first time I'd been in the greenhouses in a couple months, and it's just like greenhouse after greenhouse loaded with poinsettias.
Oh, yeah. This would be the time of year.
And I was thinking, wow, we're not that far away from Christmas.
It's amazing.
Even though it's 106 degrees out.
Now, your brother and Gabe, his wife, were they impressed by the heat? Did it bother them, or were they happy to get out of Michigan? Or did they even say?
Well, again, I don't mean to offend anybody, but Wouldn't you be happy to get out of Michigan?
Okay. Okay, I got you.
Hey, you can say that because you lived there, right?
Yeah, you lived there. You can say it.
I can't say that.
That's how it works. We can't say it.
Michigan has 4 weeks in the spring that are beautiful and 4 weeks in the fall that are beautiful. The rest of the year is miserable.
I don't know how people do it, especially with the humidity.
Yeah.
Because I've been back east in the summer.
And it's not the humidity. You add insult to injury because you have humidity and mosquito bites on top of the humidity.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can't go outside to cool off. The mosquitoes get you. Just
So you have basically, what, about 4 months out of the entire year that it's livable?
No, 2 months.
Well, really, 2. Okay. All right, 2 months.
I don't know. You know, it depends on what you like. If you're a plant person, it's not a good gardening climate because it gets so cold in the winter. I mean, roses freeze to the ground. It just depends on where you are. It really is a beautiful state. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan is spectacular.
Sure.
And if you're into hockey, you know, my brother is a hockey coach.
And it's a big college hockey state as well.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Detroit, besides the Red Wings, a lot of high school hockey, a lot of college hockey.
Every state has something to offer.
Sure.
You know, something for everybody. That's why no one lives in one state.
What does Arkansas have to offer?
Hot springs.
Okay, very good. Thought I'd just pick a state out of my head.
Random.
And
very random.
And our network.
And our network.
Which is in Little Rock, right?
And the Razorbacks.
There you go.
See, so how about that?
So anyway, back to this time of year. You know, it's almost Christmas, but there's parts of the country where you've got to protect, if you haven't already brought in your stuff, because frosts in parts of the country. If you haven't already brought in your tender house plants and things, you need to do that. And if you're in warmer parts of the country, you still need to prepare for winter. And one of the things that Deborah Lee Baldwin's going to talk about today is how to take care of your succulents.
Sure.
And prepare them for the upcoming winter.
Now, you must have done a lot of watering this past week.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, my wife was telling me yesterday about a $400 water bill.
Well, what are you going to do, right? I mean, this weather, the way it is, I mean, stuff will burn to a crisp in one day if they're not watered.
I tried to make her feel better by saying, you know what, I don't really think it's the water. Remember that night I forgot to turn it off and it ran all night? That didn't help, though.
You should have gone and got some roses for her.
Wow. Yeah. Give her some roses, John.
Well,
Here.
all we had was potpourri. You know, everything was dry.
Dried out.
It was hot.
Very hot week, yes, into the hundreds. Now, are we over? Are we done? Is it going to get back into the 70s?
Oh, yeah. Next week is beautiful fall weather again.
Right.
Winter
Good.
coming up.
Good.
Back in the 70s, maybe even high 60s.
Good.
During
Love
some
it.
of the days.
Love it.
I've had some people asking about planting winter tomatoes if you live in the warmer parts of the country.
Isn't it too late?
It's too late. You know, it really is too late.
Yeah.
The thing with winter tomatoes...
They have to establish to be able to go through the winter.
Exactly. They don't grow during the winter. They grow when the weather's warm, so that's why you should have planted them in August or September. They would grow. And the reason a tomato's a winter tomato is because it'll set fruit when the nighttime temperatures are cool, which regular tomatoes won't. So winter tomatoes will set fruit when the temperature's in the high 30s. A regular tomato would never do that. If you had a beefsteak tomato, it's not a chance. So some people confuse and think, well, if it's a short season tomato, maybe like an early girl that doesn't take long to produce, I can plant that. No, not really. Early girl still needs warm temperatures to set fruit. So the tomatoes you want to use are the tomatoes with cold-sounding names, you know, from cold parts of the country like Glacier or Manitoba. Stupichka.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
The basic rule of thumb in planting everything is planting before the fact.
Well,
I think a lot of people wait until the fact.
As an industry, we should start changing the name then. We should change them to fall tomatoes or something like that. Because
they're called winter
you put the
tomatoes
name winter.
That's when you pick them.
Well, yeah, but see, then it confuses people.
Well, that's true.
We're here to educate those
Somebody
people.
tried to market them as snow tomatoes because they were in the winter.
That would be a great idea,
and
right?
everybody thought that they were frost tolerant.
Hey, we're going to take a break. Come back with our guest, Deborah Lee Baldwin, who should attract some attention, of course, one of our favorite people. And let's see, we've got 16 after the hour, back with John's quote. Stay with us, Brian, Tiger, John, on your Saturday morning.
This is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a natural, slow, and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit Mosquito Dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. That's 888-785-0618. Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723. 800-721-6723. 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is,
Deborah's logged in, and we have a call-in question.
Everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
Things are starting to heat up here. More people joining us on Facebook Live. We do appreciate that. Also streaming via Biz Talk Radio. A lot happening. We're going to answer one of the questions, and then Deborah Lee Baldwin. We don't want to keep her waiting. She is ready to go, John. So pick a question, and we'll get to it.
We'll try to get to everybody who's sending in questions.
Sure.
But quickly, I wanted to mention that Gail in Florida said that she can grow tomatoes year-round there. You know, if you
of course,
what part of Florida, but in southern Florida, yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
now's the time for them to plant tomatoes, and in areas like Arizona, the same thing.
Right.
But anyway, we've got a question. I guess this was a phone caller, right? And he wanted to know about asparagus.
Steve in Simi Valley, good friend of the show.
Oh, it was Steve. Okay.
Steve in Simi Valley, yes, sir.
And he wants to know the difference between male and female asparagus, and if
you can lift up the little leaves,
and if the female is worthless. And pretty much so on asparagus, because they don't. Only the males put out the spears. The females put out seeds.
Okay.
And they don't have the edible spear. So there are varieties of asparagus that are male clones. I think, do you remember any of them? One is UC something or other.
I don't know.
But if you look up online and you search for asparagus male clones, you can find the ones that are all male. So when you plant them.
So Steve's on the right track as far as that. That was his assumption was that, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
That's why you don't want to plant asparagus from seed. It's always,
you don't know what you're going to get?
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get. And, I mean, you can always, I guess, take the females once they go to flower and start to set seed and pull those out and throw them away. But it's much better to just buy a male clone. And now you're getting the time of year where asparagus is going to be coming in bare root, right?
Yeah, it'll be
like December,
first part of January, mid to late December, I would say, not first part of December. But yeah, right. Then you'll get them in, and you'll be able to start them from.
All right.
Well, we should waste no time and bring on one of our best friends here in the gardening business, John.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy to be able to talk to Deborah Lee Baldwin. Anytime we can talk to her. If you have any questions or want to know anything about cactus or succulents, she's often referred to as the queen of succulents. And besides that, she's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And thank you for being on the show today, Deborah.
Well, John, my goodness, what a what a compliment. Now, did
go ahead?
You can hear me, right? You know
what?
You know what's weird is I'm watching you guys on Facebook, right?
Oh, so you're getting a delay?
I'm not hearing my voice.
Oh.
Because there's a delay, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, you've got that. We've got about a 12-second delay, Deborah. You bet.
Oh, okay.
So we'll wave to you though. Now that we know you're watching, I'm going to wave to you.
Okay, I'm waving back.
Okay, good.
I can't see her.
Can't see her. My gosh.
I know. Oh, no.
Deborah, before we start talking about cactus and succulents, one of the reasons that we wanted to have you on today was because you have a special event going on in San Diego today that we want to let our listeners know about.
Yes, thank you. It's a fun event. It's sort of spontaneous. There's a succulent workshop with Mike Pyle of the Hunt Collection taking place at Widener's Gardens Nursery in Encinitas. And, oh, my goodness, Mike. He is so popular with the younger set. He is hunky, in a word. Anyway, he's also a wonderful designer. And he is a designer who did the cover of my book, the garden on the cover of my book, Designing with Succulents, which just came out. So, woohoo, I'm going to be there, too, with my new book. Bring your books if you'd like them signed, or I'll be there with copies if you'd like to obtain one. And then because the extraordinarily good-looking Mike is going to be conducting this workshop,
Tiger's getting jealous over here.
Well,
no, I think he's I think he's hunky. I think he's hunky also. But it's really cool what Mike does. I mean, he creates all these boxes and things that they plant succulents in, and it's just phenomenal what he does. He's Pinterest on steroids.
He is, and his Instagram page is hugely popular as well. And there are going to be some beautiful young women coming all the way from Ventura to help support Mike, and because it's turned into a bit of an Instagrammers meetup. So I will post a link on your Facebook page to the details. But again, it's Widener's Gardens. Starts around 1 o'clock. I'm going to show up shortly, before 1 with a book signing table, and then Mike's workshop starts at 2.
I want to comment a little bit about your book because I understand why it was done, but I think it was almost a mistake to call it the second edition because a lot of people think of second edition as a second printing, and to me, it's a brand new book. If you have,
it's totally a brand new book.
Yeah, if you have the first edition, don't think I don't need the second edition, because you absolutely do. It and I think it's probably by far your best book. It's just spectacular. And to go and get an autographed copy with Easter or Christmas coming up, what a great idea.
Yeah, come and get several.
Hey, Deborah, correct us if I'm wrong, but didn't you say the last time you were here that you actually made a few corrections in your second edition that didn't jive with your first book? Is that right?
Well, you would remember that, wouldn't you, Brian? Yeah, there are a few things. There were a few things in the first edition that I was very glad to not include in the second edition. One of the companion plants I recommended was the Stipa tenuissima, or the Mexican, what's a common name? John, help me. That it just reseeds.
It's a grass.
Prolifically.
It's
a grass
right.
from Mexico that reseeds like crazy. And yes, it's very drought tolerant and it's beautiful and it's all that. But people have said, why did you recommend that weed?
Yeah. Well, the point is, we continue to learn and grow every day, and the fact that which makes your book, your second book, all that more important, Deborah.
Hey, scientists are always putting out new. Something new that they've discovered that completely contradicts what they had done years ago.
And sometimes they go back and retract it.
Exactly.
So, no big deal at all.
Well, thank you.
I just wanted you to know that I do listen to you. I do pay attention.
He wants you to know you can't get away with anything around him, Deborah.
Anytime I make a confession, Brian will be aware of it.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Bob Riemiller and I have a book coming out December 5th on succulents, but I wanted to make sure that people understand how good your book is, that I would like you to buy both books, but if you can only buy one, get Deborah's. Please.
Oh, John.
No,
oh
really.
My gosh.
Really, that is how impressed I am with it.
How about both of them as a package deal?
That's what I'm saying. Get both. But if you can only get one, get Deborah's.
Well, and here John comes on the radio and says that I'm one of the nicest people he's ever met. And then he goes and says that. Hey, back at you, sweetheart. You are phenomenal for saying that. And I want your listeners to think of us as also bots, which is when you go to Amazon and you buy one book, you see a list of books that says, people who bought this book also bought.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, that's true. We got to take a break, Deborah. We're going to come back with a lot more information. You can join us in the conversation. Call us. Deborah would love to hear from you, 855-424-9825. You can also email us, john@gardenamerica.com, or right there on Facebook Live. A lot of people tuning in, watching us on Facebook. A great place to pose your questions. We're approaching, 30 minutes after the hour. We're going to step aside, take a break, coming right back. Saturday morning with Garden America.
This is Tom Scared for the Borgen Project. Each year, nearly 2 million children die from preventable diseases. Each day, 30,000 people die from hunger. 500 each hour are children. The Borgen Project is turning this around. We need your help. To learn more, go to borgenproject.org. That's BORGEN project.org.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
There's more than one way to invest in your education. Investing in the right products, securities, and real estate generates secure and sound futures. What about an investment that retains its value? Consider college real estate. College real estate can provide housing for students and generate returns for their families. Through this special offer from Austin iLabs, you can download the free workbook from collegerealestate.com to see if this investment is right for you. Go to collegerealestate.com/radio.
Are you struggling with addiction or alcohol problems? If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-547-6533. 800-547-6533.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-547-6533. 800-547-6533. 800-547-6533.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. You have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too, because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance. It's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal. We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who will get the IRS off your back.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Call Tax Solutions now. Time is running out. Call 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And you can also post your questions, comments right there on our Facebook page, as we are on Facebook Live right now. And speaking with our good friend Deborah Lee Baldwin, and just a great book. Deborah, during the break, we were talking about your book and all the great pictures. As a matter of fact, you took some of those pictures and are given credit. Nice job. Way to go.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very proud of the book. It's my magnum opus.
You know, I was just looking at the people watching us on Facebook and saw that Pat Lanza had joined us and talking about her gardening in Tennessee, and we'll have to, when we're done with Deborah, have to talk a little bit about that, because the lasagna method of gardening kind of revolutionized certainly organic gardening, but it's a great way to plant and keep weeds down. So Deborah, you're going to be over at Encinitas today, but and I know that we don't have a whole lot of time, but there are people in other parts of the country that have to bring their succulents indoors, and even if you're in warm parts of the country, there's certain things that you should do or think about doing with your succulents, and I thought you might give us a few tips.
Oh, I think that's a great idea, John, because just because we're in the midst of a heat wave with too much sun, more sun than we know what to do with. The rest of the country is starting to hunker down and prepare for winter. I'm seeing a lot of posts on social media, on Facebook, about how people are pulling their plants indoors. Now, the dividing line for most succulents is 32 degrees because these plants are from arid climates. Often it doesn't fall much below 32 degrees. And so if you live in an area where that's the case, know your plants, and if they're not sempervivums, hens and chicks, or sedums, also known as stonecrop, chances are you're going to need to protect them during the winter when temperatures fall below freezing. And one way to do that is to set up a special area inside your home, ideally set aside maybe in a sunroom or a cellar, where you can include grow lights. You don't need a full spectrum. Fluorescent is fine, unless, of course, there's enough window light coming in, because these plants can't sit in darkness for 3 months. You're going to water them very minimally because they are going dormant and they don't need a lot of water. In fact, they can rot out on you if you're not careful. So let them sleep, let them be. And provide air circulation. That's something that people often don't think of. They cram all their succulents into one small corner, add a light, and don't think about adding a fan. Now, you can put both fans and grow lights on timers. So that's a great way to go.
Yeah,
and
that's a good idea.
That'll cut down on the pests, the mealybugs that tend to sneak in and settle in, and oh my gosh, then you've got a mess. And plants that you really can't keep. One thing I saw on social media yesterday was someone had a toad that they were overwintering. And I think this might have been a toad, T-O-A-D.
That's what I thought you said.
And my first thought was, oh dear, the poor toad, he can't come indoors. Uh-huh. But this was somewhere in Great Britain, and they were just lauding the fact that they had a toad because he was going to take care of any pest infections that settled on their plants over the winter. Oh. And evidently the toad had access to outdoors. So, get a toad.
Yeah.
Get a toad.
There you go.
Yeah, but also get him a little dog door or a toad door.
Well, and then you got to get him something to sit on, right?
Yeah.
A mushroom, a toadstool. Oh, you know what? I know we're running out of time, but I just wanted to tell you I will post some links on how to care for frost-prone succulents, how I do it in my own garden, on YouTube and on my website.
Oh,
and
perfect.
I'll post that right now on your Facebook page.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone who gets our weekly newsletter, we do have links from our newsletter directly to Deborah's homepage. Right. So if you're driving in the car now and you can't remember everything, if you get our newsletter when you get home, just take a look at it. Otherwise, go to, is it DeborahLeeBaldwin.com?
It sure is.
Okay. Well,
wonderful. Thank you, John.
That's easy to remember.
Thank you.
Well, Deborah,
thank you.
Yeah, we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us again, and I hope you have just a gigantic crowd. I know they always hire extra police for crowd control whenever you... But have a great time.
You haven't said anything.
He's listening. He's listening and learning.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been busy trying to coordinate some other stuff over here, but I always love hearing and chatting with you, anyways.
Yeah. Well, okay. So my dear Tiger and Bryan and John, will you all wave to me?
Hey, Deborah. Now you're not gonna see this for what,
like
about
12 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep waving.
All right.
Keep waving. All right.
Deborah, thanks so much.
Have a good time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck today. Have fun.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
You betcha. 41 minutes
I
after
see
the
us
hour.
waving now.
Now you see us waving.
Yeah.
All right. So I do want to mention that we set up a podcast page this past week. If you want to go back and listen to shows commercial-free, the only thing you're going to hear that's even close to a commercial are little bits of information about our show, what's going on, our newsletter, perhaps the trip to England. But they're about 38, 40 minutes in length, I should say. And you can go to, let me give you, I put the link on our Facebook page. It is Spreaker.com/show/Garden America show. And just go to our Facebook page. You'll see the link right there. There's 4 podcasts put up there right now. I'm still explaining what a podcast is to John.
I can't be the only person listening
that doesn't know what a podcast is.
That's not technically challenged. So, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you can go. You'll see it. Go to our Facebook page.
Why don't you explain what a podcast is exactly?
This could be a podcast right here.
Well, here's the best explanation for a podcast is it allows you to download and play this whenever you want.
Right.
Which means that when you're in the car, when you're
now,
doing your workout.
Where do you download it from?
I've already downloaded it. You just need to go to the link.
Yeah, so you can download this on your phone. You can download this on an iPod or a media player. You can download it to your computer.
So I'll tell you what, if people go to Spreaker, just remember the name Spreaker, and when you go to that site, if you type in Garden America, or I've also put in keywords like home and garden, entertainment, things like that, then it'll take you to Garden America.
You have to spell out Spreaker because...
It's like speaker, but it has an R in it, right?
Spreaker.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
You don't go to speaker.com.
And again, go to our Facebook page. The links are right there. And Tiger's right. Anytime you want to listen to a show, and we'll continue to build shows and keep adding them.
Yeah, and that way people that miss the show can go back and
or if you want to hear it again.
Yeah.
If they heard something Deborah said and didn't quite understand it, go back and you can go back and forth, and you can go to whatever part of the show you want to.
Rewind.
Yeah, fast forward, rewind.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
It's kind of like a cassette.
I'm going to
for
just
you,
pretend
John.
I understand.
John.
Cassette. He brought up cassette.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cassette for you. Okay, so you remember how you used to tape things on cassettes and then replay them later on?
You don't do that anymore?
John knows what 8-tracks are.
You can't record on 8-tracks,
I never understood 8-tracks.
You know
I never got into 8-tracks.
You know the funny thing about 8-tracks?
I don't think we ever had one.
Is that was the big thing back in the 70s, basically.
Right.
But what they would do was, right in the middle of a song, you'd hear this cha-ching, and it would go to the next track. It was still the same song, but it had different tracks. It would just interrupt the song for a brief second, and then go to the next track to continue to play the song.
Because the file was too big for one track.
Exactly.
I don't know if Deborah's still listening, but Laura on Facebook said maybe Deborah could have a raffle for a free book up there at her appearance at Widener's.
We should have brought that up. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Yeah, doesn't cost us anything. I wanted to read. Let's see if I can find Pat Lanza's comment here. And Pat is just talking about Deborah being one of the nicest people. Pat is also one of those people too. And she says, "Hey John, yesterday I transplanted some large trees and shrubs from pots to the ground. She knew the rain was coming and she needed to take advantage of it. She goes, I'm coming to you from Tennessee where the climate is kind and taxes are low. We've moved from our big house and I'm enlarging the beds with cardboard and organic layers. Lasagna gardening is alive and well. Miss you guys. Well, we miss you too, Pat.
I'll bet it's beautiful where she is right now.
You know, the story about how she came up with lasagna gardening is just amazing. But basically...
Is that the same as layering?
That is layering.
Okay.
And she puts cardboard and newspaper down on the ground before she starts preparing a bed. And it keeps all the weeds down. You don't get any weeds. It's just amazing. One of the best things you can do. And then obviously you don't have to till your soil anymore. The worms love the cardboard and the paper. And you're putting layers of organic material in there too. And
now
it's awesome.
In our region, a little bit drier. We'll talk maybe a little bit about the layer method when we get back, because I have some questions that maybe you can help.
Yeah, Tiger's got questions. Well, Tiger, go to Facebook and type your question, and we'll try to get to your question. All right, continue to watch us on Facebook live streaming wherever you want. And again, don't forget Spreaker.com for podcast, which we'll talk more about that later on. We've got our newsletter. Make sure you get our newsletter, and we'll discuss our trip to England coming up in 2018. It is break time. Bryan, Tiger, John stepping aside as we approach 46 minutes after the hour.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit Mosquito Dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.T. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow!
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you?
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-303-4607. 800-303-4607. Call now. 800-303-4607. That's 800-303-4607.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people with credit card debt. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rate, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, the first step is yours. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services or by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM19, Oregon DM80031. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number DC32.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Also, questions, comments right there on Facebook Live. We have several to get to. It is 51 minutes after the hour. We are your garden buddies, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. Thank you so much for joining us. Biz Talk Radio, John at GardenAmerica.com or 855-424-9825. Questions. Which one do we want to hit first on Facebook?
We're going to hit Linda Tasello, and she wrote, I was given a pumpkin tree. The botanical name is Solanum intigrifolium, and I live in Redding, California. Will this grow as a perennial in my area? I can't find much info. So for those of you that are not familiar with that, you see these a lot in florist shops right now, or floral arrangements, where they come up with these little sticks, and on the edge of them they have like a cluster of what looks like pumpkins,
right.
but
they call them, matter of fact, another name is just pumpkins on a stick. It is.
That's a great name for it.
Right.
But they just have what looks like a cherry tomato-sized pumpkin on it. They're an orange color. They have the ridges on it and everything. Right. And so that's the plant that she's discussing. And as far as it being a perennial in your area, no. They definitely die back, and I'm sure that you're going to have to regrow them.
Well, it's an
every
annual,
year.
right?
Yeah.
So you can save some seeds from those little mini pumpkins.
Oh, easily.
Which, surprisingly, are really eggplant.
Yeah?
Yeah. The solanum is an eggplant.
Right.
It's the same family, right?
Yeah. It's actually a type of eggplant.
Right.
So
also, what else is in that family, Brian?
Solanaceae. That's a joke.
Well, that just covers everything. Yeah. The Solanaceae family is tomatoes, right?
Right, tomatoes, yes.
There's the potato
tomato,
bush.
Right.
There's a potato bush, nightshade.
Sometimes we say potato.
Nobody says potato. Tomato maybe, but not potato.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Linda, no, it is not a perennial, and it'll die back. So,
right. But just save the seeds.
Yeah, but it's a fun plant.
And I think we want to readdress a question we got from somebody last week also, Tiger. Is it Dale?
Yeah, Dale. John, maybe you can help us out with this one.
Just to make sure that we're clear on answering Dale's question.
Wondering on how to overwinter heliotrope.
Well, heliotrope
he's in Eureka.
Is a perennial, but it's a tender perennial. So if you are in an area that freezes, it could freeze to the ground without protection. So if you're in Eureka, you're going to have to put something around it, some type of mulch to keep it from freezing during the winter. The ground probably won't freeze in Eureka, but you definitely have some frost.
Yeah.
And it'll burn the plant back. So you could do loose types of mulch. If you had pine needles, if you had cocoa bean mulch, anything light, and just pack that around there. And even if the tops freeze during the winter, if you pull the mulch away in the spring and then cut it back, it should come back. Some types of heliotrope are hardier than others. The other thing you can do is grow it in a container, and then when it's going to be cold, just bring the container indoors.
Yeah.
And then put it back out during the day when it warms up and grow it that way. Or you can grow it as an annual. There are annual types of heliotrope, too, that grow a little bit quicker than the perennial types.
Is it the white one? Is that one more commonly found as an annual? Is that what it was?
The white ones I find is hardier as a perennial. Yeah, the white one I really like because it smells like vanilla. Or used to smell like vanilla.
Used to smell like.
And then before we went to break, I was commenting on the lasagna method in gardening. And Pat is from, was it Tennessee?
Tennessee, right.
Yes,
okay.
Tennessee.
So my question for us is, if we were to take that same concept in an area like Arizona, dry parts of California, the Southwest, would it be as effective? Because I feel a lot of the breaking down of that material has to do with keeping it damp. And if you don't keep the area damp, will the cardboard and the paper break down as quickly, and will it kind of do the same job? Or is
in a dry area?
Yeah, because in planter beds, it's one thing. Vegetable planter beds, it's one thing. You're constantly watering them. You're constantly keeping them up, taking care of them. And flower bed in these regions, if you have drip system or some kind of watering system that really isn't simulating rainfall and the entire area isn't getting wet, is it going to still do the same job?
I think of it as composting.
Mm-hmm.
So you can compost in dry areas, right?
Yeah.
You just have to add the extra water that you need. So I probably would not use the lasagna method for succulent beds.
No.
Because that area is going to stay dry.
It's going to get, yeah. Right.
But any other areas where you're laying down mulches, it's the same thing as putting down a mulch. The only difference is going to be that the cardboard itself is going to prevent all the weeds from coming up, where a mulch might actually encourage weeds, because unless it's thick enough, it's going to provide extra moisture. So yeah, I think it's great for dry climates, as long as you do have an area that's going to get some water.
Right.
But yeah, just think of it as mulching, layers of mulch, different types of mulch, rather than just one solid thick layer.
All right.
All right. There's your answer.
So you got to bring the rain.
You got to bring it.
Yeah, we definitely need some water. I was surprised when I was in Michigan that my brother-in-law was really into composting.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It made you happy, didn't it? You don't compost. I don't see any compost. No.
I don't compost. Not only do I not compost, I've never composted.
You're not a composter.
Just one of those things that I just never got around to. I never had room.
Right.
I mean, I do mulch. In essence, mulching is kind of like composting, except
poor man's composting is what it is.
Well, maybe not poor.
No, it's not poor man.
Right, it's more lazy
man. It's more
man.
expensive.
Yeah, it is a lot more expensive. Another thing I had never done was grafting or budding. And I think I told you last July we had that budding clinic for the Rose Society. And I was able to, for the first time in my life, actually bud some roses.
Were you there to teach or learn?
No, I was there to learn.
Okay.
Learned from Burling Leong from Burlington Rose Nursery up in Visalia. And I think I did maybe a dozen of them.
So now you know how to do it. Now you're good.
I know how it should be done. Every one I tried died. But
trial and error.
I have to try again. I get the concept now. It's one of those things that you just have to try. You know, it seems like it's overwhelming, or you might be afraid to do it. But once you do it, now I think I could do it. Matter of fact, I might go home after the show and try it.
Which is a big change in his attitude, because John used to say, if at first you don't succeed, give up.
That's right.
Absolutely. Okay, the music means it is top of the hour news time on many of these affiliates. We are coming back at 6 minutes after the hour. Hour number 2, right here, Facebook Live. Garden America, John, Bryan, Tiger. Stay with us.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
USA Radio News with Rod Williams-Dole.
Documents released by the National Archives on Thursday illustrated the broad swath of investigation into the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy, including memos about communist sympathizers, anti-Fidel Castro activities, and U.S. intelligence assets offering information about Cuba. The documents related to the investigation into the Kennedys' murders, consisting of files from the CIA, the FBI, the Defense and State Departments, and other agencies, were scheduled to be released 25 years after his death, but 2,800 additional pages were made public on Thursday. The first charges in the Mueller investigation have been filed, but they are sealed. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, my name is Kip Harridge, and I'm the founder of the Vertical Research Advisory, or VRA. I've been in the investment business for 32 years, managing money for the Wall Street elite and raising hundreds of millions for their companies. In 2003, I created the VRA, my investment and economic newsletter that's been crushing the market for 14 years. We're not a brokerage firm. I tell you what stocks to buy using my proprietary VRA investing system, and then I tell you exactly when to sell and take profits. My system tracks the smart money. using a combination of fundamental and technical analysis, and only target stocks that have the ability to rise by 50% or more. For the first time, we're offering a free 2-week membership to the VRA. You get my daily market commentary and special reports, including my #1 recommendation, which is already up 300% this year. To receive your 2 free weeks, go to VRAinsider.com. That's VRAinsider.com. If you act now, you also get my new book, Crash Through Prosperity, Becoming Wealthy in the Age of Trump. I look forward to helping you crush Mr. Market at VRAinsider.com.
Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland gave the Democratic address this week, and he said the U.S. tax system is much too complicated and needs reform.
They say they want to help the middle class, but that's not what their plan does. Right out of the gate, Republicans want to make those with less pay more by increasing the lowest tax bracket from 10% to 12%.
NASA thinks they found something in the sky they've never seen before, and USA Radio's Jason Wirt has the story.
NASA scientists are confirming they have found what they believe to be the first interstellar object to pass through our galaxy. NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies released a statement what they call A2017U1, an object they say does not act like anything in our solar system. The object passed by Earth on October 14th at a distance about 60 times the distance to the moon. I'm Jason Wirt.
You have been listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot. I was one of the biggest critics of Obama in the national media. Suddenly, I was under massive IRS attack. So I hired Sam Landis. Sam did an amazing job. We won twice. I didn't owe a penny. Thank you, Sam Landis. Many of you have IRS problems, and you've spent thousands with non-lawyer tax resolution firms. Do yourself a favor. Call Sam Landis for a free consultation. Trust me, Sam Landis is the best. Sam saved my life. Call Sam at 800-WE-HELP-YOU with the letter U. That's toll free. 800-WE-HELP-YOU with the letter U. 800-WE-HELP-YOU.
This week, President Trump declared the opioid epidemic a national public health emergency. There is a product that could save a life by reversing an overdose. Monica Nelson with the details.
Opioids kill 91 people in the U.S. every day, and all Walgreens drugstores now carry a nasal spray that can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Narcan is available in 8,000 Walgreens stores, in the pharmacy section without a prescription in all 45 states that allow it. It's used by emergency responders. It's also sold directly to drug users and their families. The nasal spray can save the life of someone who's overdosed on opioids, such as prescription painkillers or heroin, if it's administered quickly enough.
Several staffers and 2 congressmen want major changes in the Capitol's sexual harassment policies, as we hear from USA Radio's Chris Barnes.
Like so many of you, I have a Me Too story.
That's Representative Jackie Spear of California, who with fellow Democrat Brenda Lawrence of Michigan will introduce a bill next week aimed at overhauling the Office of Compliance, which is supposed to handle complaints and enforce workplace protection laws for Capitol Hill. Spear says she was sexually harassed by a superior when she was a congressional staffer years ago.
So I know what it's like to keep these things hidden.
The women also launching an online campaign called Me Too Congress, urging others on Capitol Hill to speak up.
For USA Radio News, I'm Rod Williams Stoll.
When did your light bulb go off? We're talking about that idea you have for a new product or app. Listen, if you want to make your idea a priority, but you don't know how to get it off the ground, you call Davison, the one company with over 25 years experience and exclusive process that turns ideas into products and apps that are found in retail stores and online. Our team has helped tens of thousands of people, just like you. Call now and ask for our free idea starter guide. We'll show you how to securely get started and protect your idea. Whether you have a patent or not, our process will get your idea ready to get in front of a corporation. Don't let your light bulb of an idea go out. Call Davison now for your free idea starter guide. Davison charges fees for services. 800-213-9256. 800-213-9256. 800-213-9256. Again, that's 800-213-9256.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
Correct.
Okay, we are back. It is. Hope you had a good break, by the way. We did. It's 6 minutes after the hour. Back with Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, and John's mumbling to himself, and I don't know what he's saying.
Well, I saw your
he's
comment
responding to comments that are an hour old.
Well, I've got things I have to do during the show. I can't just look at Facebook and
Is
read
this
one
Tiger
comment
wearing
after
pants?
another.
Are we still on him wearing pants?
No, I'm past that.
Okay.
But I saw that you commented still scratchy, and I didn't go down further to see what it referred to.
It was about the opening audio of the show. It's all fixed.
No, I read the still scratchy after Tiger wearing pants, and I was just lost.
Thinking
I didn't know
Tiger
where
was
it
scratchy. Laughing and scratching, as they used to say in radio. Okay, it is Saturday morning, and I guess if you're back east, it is Saturday afternoon, 7 minutes after the hour. Thank you so much. Welcome, and we appreciate you tuning in and watching us wherever you are on Facebook Live or listening to us through Biz Talk Radio streaming. Don't forget Spreaker, where we're in the early stages of posting shows. Starting last summer, we have 4 shows posted. They're commercial-free, by the way, so you can go back and listen. And, again, that link is on our Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page, and you'll see that. Also, the newsletter. If you don't get our newsletter, John, how can they do that after almost 10 years on the air?
Well, if you've waited the 10 years, now you can do it.
Now you can do it. And there's a 10-year grace period.
Only for loyal listeners, right? Just go to gardenamerica.com, upper right-hand corner. It says sign up for newsletter.
That's it.
You click on that, put in your email address. It comes to you every Friday.
How about that?
And one of the things that you get in the newsletter is the quote of the week.
That's the big draw, the quote of the week.
That's
but
right.
you get information on an upcoming guest. John writes articles. People send in pictures. By the way, continue to send your pictures to us so we can post them on the newsletter.
Yeah,
also on
please
Facebook.
Do. Right, please do.
Even backyard critters, animals, whatever's happening in your backyard, front yard, let us know.
Now, you know why I mentioned the quote of the week?
Because it's by...
because we haven't done it yet.
Peter Cottontail. No. Peter Rabbit.
No, the quote's from E.E. Cummings.
E.E. Cummings. There was a song about E.E. Cummings.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's a famous poet.
Yeah, there was a song.
A little unconventional in his writing, never used capitals.
Right.
Anyway.
And I'll get to the Peter Rabbit after the quote. That's something else in the newsletter.
Kind of a sad quote.
I hope Tiger likes this quote. He didn't like last week's quote.
He didn't?
No.
He disagreed strongly.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, well, this one, it's for older people to understand. Well, I don't know if Tiger will get it.
You're not going to get this one either.
No. It says, a wind has blown the rain away and blown the sky away and all the leaves away and the trees stand. I think, too, I have known autumn too long.
I like autumn. This is my favorite time of the year right now, especially after we get over this heat wave here in San Diego.
Something you write towards the end of your life, you know.
The autumn of your life?
Sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah, the autumn of your life.
I like E.E. Cummings. He had, I'm trying to think of the poem where, I can't remember the line, but I do remember the part that said, all the world is puddle wonderful.
Puddle wonderful?
Yeah, puddle wonderful. I thought that was kind of a neat way of putting something.
Now, my reference to Peter Rabbit was an article that you wrote. Is it Beatrice or Beatrix?
Beatrix.
Beatrix Potter.
Right.
Famous author. Born in I'm going to give it a shot, 1865, 1866?
Yeah, right around there, 1866.
Okay, so that was a year after Lincoln was assassinated.
The year after the Civil War ended.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're history buffs. I always wanted to be a buff. I picked history.
I always wanted to be buff.
And so what about her, John? What is the article about for those that don't get the newsletter or do get the newsletter, for that matter?
Well, she wrote her books about Peter Cottontail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Flopsy Mopsy and who's the other one? Peter, right?
Peter, yeah.
Flopsy Mopsy. Peter Cottontail. I'm confusing those with the people from Uncle Tom's Cabin.
You kind of wonder where these people come up with this. Peter Rabbit, Flopsy, Mopsy. I mean,
well, for her it was she was almost forced into it because she had a really strict upbringing, and her parents did not allow her to have playmates. So
she invented imaginary friends.
Well, she had lots of pets, and she wrote stories about them. And I think she wrote like 26 stories. Made a lot of money doing that too. But the one thing, the reason that I wrote an article about her was she was the first person to realize that lichens were a combination of fungus and what else?
Lichens, fungi, and
bacteria?
No.
Fungus,
mold? No.
I don't know. My mind just went completely nuts. But the big deal about her drawing these pictures of these different fungus was that she was scientifically accurate in her drawings, and she wrote a paper about them that women were not allowed back then to present scientific papers. So I think it was her uncle she got to present the paper, and everybody was amazed by how good it was until they found out that it was written by a woman. They just put it to the side and ignored it.
Wow. That's amazing.
Moss.
Moss.
A lichen's a combination between moss and fungus.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Just came back to me.
Amy Huey just posted your E.E. Cummings poetry right there.
With the Puddle Wonderful?
You know what Dale said?
The one that I just read. Go ahead. Don't leave these awkward silences.
No, but Dale's funny. Dale is paying attention. He says he almost said Garden Compass, and he was referring to John. Very good, Dale. Thanks for listening, and thanks for playing our game. We have lovely parting gifts for you. That was good, Dale. Very good.
And I looked at you, Brian, and I was thinking, did you notice?
Oh, I noticed. Yeah. I was saying we used to call John due north. Old due north.
Due north.
See, it's compass, due north, heading due north. Moss grows on the north side of trees.
I never would have got that. I'm glad you explained it.
Is that really true, though, about moss and north side of trees?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes, go ahead, Tiger.
Well, I was going to say, yes, it is, because that's the shady side. Right. But at the same time, it's all relevant in the sense of where
the sun is hitting.
Where the shade, So, like, when I was up in Portland, Oregon this past summer, we were walking through the forest, and sometimes trees had moss growing all around them.
All around them.
If I got lost in that forest,
you wouldn't know which way you were going.
Never know where to go, because it was all shady.
But you could. But if it was at night, you're good at navigating with the stars, aren't you? Because I know what a good sailor you are. You bring out your sextet and you just kind of line things up there.
Now wait a second. It's a sextant.
Sextant,
not a sextet.
It depends on what part of the country you're from. Trying to impress you with my navigational knowledge, which is very little.
Wait a minute.
Very little. Navigating with the stars.
Should we talk some gardening?
Back to gardening. Now you want to talk gardening.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk sailing and navigation and latitude and longitude. Okay, that's completely up to you.
So one of the hot topics I've found trending on the internet right now is the kiwi berry, which is...
Yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah,
it's
so it's pretty neat because it's all over the place, and it's these pictures of people that have these little, almost like tomato-sized, what looks like a kiwi, and they cut them in half, and it looks exactly like a kiwi, but it doesn't have the fuzzy outer skin. And it's in the kiwi family, but it's a smaller version of it, and then, like I had said, it doesn't have the fuzzy skin on the outside, so they can... pop them like cherry tomatoes and stuff. And you said, John, that you used to sell these, and people were talking about where they grow and how they grow them. And it's a subtropical like a kiwi, right? So it can't be in a real cold environment.
I thought it was hardy.
Well, it says it's hardy, but I mean, is it hardy down to Michigan hardy, or is it hardy down?
I think pretty close.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'll look that up though.
Yeah,
so you just keep talking.
So, and it's kind of a fun thing because this is what happens in our industry when a like a culinary thing becomes the hit. People now want to know, how do I grow it? How do I get it? Or they'll find it at a farmer's market and they'll be like, oh, now I want to be able to grow it myself.
And they had no interest in it before, but now they do.
Exactly. And so this kiwi berry is kind of a hot topic right now because it's a fun fruit that is kiwi, but you don't have the skins because kiwis are always such a pain to eat, right? I mean, you got to, cut them. You got to the skin and it's always, I hate chewing on that skin. Like if you get a little piece and you get the fuzzy in the mouth.
Nobody likes that. Who wants fuzzy in the mouth? Nobody
How about
wants
hardy to zone 4?
Wow, it is very hardy then.
That's really hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're native to Japan.
Okay. So, most people should be able to grow it all around.
Okay, break time. More questions, comments on Facebook. Let us know you're there. Ask your questions. You can also email John at gardenamerica.com. Also, 855-424-9825 as we approach 17 minutes after the hour. Coming right back.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit Mosquito Dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-595-6619. That's 800-595-6619. Again, 800-595-6619.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. That's 888-785-0618.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back just in time at 21 minutes after the hour here. 855-424-9825. Also, John at gardenamerica.com. And I think you do have an email question, John, for all of us.
I do, and we have some more Facebook questions.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get to the email first.
All right, this one's from Keith.
Keith in San Diego?
Yep.
Point Loma Keith.
Right. And he says, good morning, garden experts. My Saturday morning question follows. What is the approximate soil temperature at which organic fertilizers tend to lose their effectiveness? Thanks so much. Keith from Point Loma.
So at a certain temperature, it's no longer effective.
Well, let's think about this. The way that organic fertilizers work is that soil organisms break them down so that the plants can use them. So I guess the question would be, when do those soil organisms become dormant? And they probably don't. Maybe if the ground froze.
Even then, it'd have to be
frozen
tundra,
right.
frozen.
So I guess, Keith, the answer is
don't worry about it.
Well, they never really stop. The fertilizers, the nice thing about organic fertilizers is that when the soil is warm enough for plants to grow, it's warm enough for biological activity. As the soil temperatures get colder and the plants start growing slower, then you're going to have a smaller amount of nutrients released to the plants. So that's kind of how that works. So they never become totally ineffective. And I guess, Keith, the way to think of it is that the warmer the temperatures are, the more that plants are going to need food, and the more that the soil bacteria is going to release that food from the organic sources to the plants. Does that make sense?
Total sense, yeah.
And then also, a added benefit is that organic fertilizers don't dilute the same or go away as quickly as chemical fertilizers. So therefore, in the winter,
dissolve, right?
They remain in the soil.
So in the wintertime, they're still there. Right. So come spring, they're still going to be in the soil.
And
they're active.
The weather warms up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, where if you put a chemical fertilizer, by the end of winter, it's completely washed out.
Because the water leaches everything through the soil.
And it's only going into the plant anyway. It's not going into the soil, to speak of, right? Chemical fertilizers?
Right.
I mean, it goes into the soil, but I mean, it's taken up by it's a different process.
Yeah.
Well, chemicals, fertilizers are salts, and the salts dissolve in water. So when you water or when it rains, all that stuff gets leached through the soil, and it goes down to the underground water supply where the plants can't use it.
Yep. So that would if you're looking at chemical fertilizer as opposed to organic, then you're talking about a lot of salt going in, which may not be needed, right? Which may not be good.
Oh, yeah. It's why it's not really a good idea to use chemical fertilizers.
There's a lot of good reasons not to, but that's one of them.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, there may be a use for them in some instances, but for the most part, no. I think I use chemical fertilizers all the time, but I use them in containers, and I use slow release.
Mm-hmm.
So the slow release isn't going to get washed through the soil, and it lasts in the container for about 6 to 9 months, which is good because they only have to fertilize once a year.
But we should let it be known that you're a big proponent of organic fertilizer.
Oh, if I putting things in the ground, I always use organic fertilizers. I never use fast-acting chemical fertilizers like water solubles. Not to mention any names, but
but I would say that would be the reason why some plants grow abnormally fast and have thin cell walls
and long internodes.
Yes,
wide internodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Facebook questions. Right.
There was the succulent question.
Oh yeah. Do you have that there? Otherwise, I can look it up.
I got it right here, and this was from Lenore. I got succulents inside and got some new ones. My question is, shall I keep them inside or will they grow outside too? here in Canyon Country, a section of Santa Clarita.
Well, again, it depends on what type of succulents, because some are hardy and some are tender.
Right, as Deborah was mentioning.
Right, and up in Canyon Country, you can have some cold weather in the winter, and certain succulents could freeze. Echeverias would, be some that might be a little bit tender, but most cacti are not going to be a problem. Or cactuses. Do you know that the
cacti?
No, the new plural that they're using is cactuses. And when Bob and I wrote our new book, they changed everywhere we wrote cacti, they changed to cactuses.
Well, who made that decision?
Millennials.
It probably. Yeah, millennials didn't know any better. So,
but the one thing I will say to Lenore's question is that she did say she bought these or got these from inside. So I think that they were grown inside. And right now, being October, going into November, to move them directly outside, would that be any problem that she needs to consider? Because it's
if they're tender, for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But if they're not tender, if they're hardy, it's actually a good time to move them because they can become acclimated over the winter to more light.
Okay.
Because usually when you take plants from indoors to outdoors, you have to worry about burning from extra sun.
Right.
And this time of year, you won't have to worry about that.
Okay.
I mean, 3 days ago, you would have had to worry about it.
In San Diego especially.
But 3 days later, it's a completely different season.
So what have you noticed with everything you have growing, this hot to cold, cold to hot, have you noticed, is everything living? I mean, do you have any problems?
Oh,
just your whole backyard, because you have such a variety back there.
Well, the sun patients are really indicators.
Well, yeah,
of
because they just kind of droop over.
Yeah,
that's my indication.
Now, what about yours? Did you keep yours watered?
You know what? I kept watering, and then I didn't water for one day. I came home last night, and they were just starting to droop.
Yeah.
So I watered them. Within 40 minutes, they were right back up again. But yeah, those are great indicators.
Yeah, they're amazing plants, and that's how I know when things need to be watered. Is when take a look at the sun patients.
Yeah, if every plant was like that, it'd be a lot easier to garden. Just you can tell. Okay, they're starting to droop.
Yeah, and they're forgiving because sun patients come right back.
Yep.
Some plants, if they wilt, they'll come back, but half the leaves fall off.
Eventually, on their own terms.
Yeah.
All right, Rick. Today is the last day of our farmer's market. One farmer has been selling mixed baskets of green tomatoes. The green-colored ones have outstanding flavor. I will try to get their name today. However, it brings up a question. Are cherry tomatoes more cold tolerant?
They are. They're more so than beefsteak type tomatoes. But when you're talking about more, you're maybe like 2 or 3 degrees.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, it's more tolerant, but then there's still a point where it's not going to grow. Yeah.
There used to be that product on the market. I don't know if you ever sold it in your store, Tiger, but it was called Freeze Proof.
Freeze Proof, yeah.
And that would protect tomatoes down to 28 degrees.
Right.
You sprayed it on a tomato because tomatoes absolutely freeze dead at 32.
Yeah.
But here you could go down to 20 degrees, ate for a few hours, and it would protect the fruit and the plant.
I still have some of those bottles. Didn't they change the name?
They changed the name, and then I think they stopped making it all together.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
Wow.
I have some bottles at home, too.
Okay, approaching 30 minutes after the hour. Break time once again here. Thank you for watching us on Facebook. We do appreciate it. Questions on Facebook, comments, that's great. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. If you want to talk to us, 855-424-9825. As we step aside, taking a break. Coming right back, it is Garden America on your Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are.
A message from DAV to returning veterans. Thank you for doing your duty and doing our bidding. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way and putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for defending our freedom and displaying your honor. DAV thanks all veterans by fighting to get them the benefits and support they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help. And again, thank you.
Hi, I'm Joan London. If you're worried about your parent or loved one living alone, like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service.
Finding an apartment that was on the courtyard with the view of the trees, the view of the ducks, the stream, the creek, all of that, that was what I needed.
You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. Here's the number.
To speak to a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-506-0320. That's 800-506-0320.
A Place for Mom is a free service, and you can trust them to help you. So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
To speak to a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-506-0320. That's 800-506-0320.
Do you want to launch your dream business and avoid a nightmare? Starting and growing a business can be risky. Hi, I'm Heather Havenwood, and as a female entrepreneur for the last 15 years, I have failed and I have won. And I want to help you avoid the pitfalls of small business. Join me here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern with my show, The Win. Let me help you to win as an entrepreneur.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Are you ready to leave your corporate job behind and be your own boss? Have you ever dreamed of owning a business? Do you have $50,000 or more sitting around in a 401k? If you answered yes, it's time to invest in yourself by buying or starting a business or franchise. IRS code allows you to use money in a 401k to invest in a business with absolutely no penalties or taxes. At Guidant Financial, we've helped more than 11,000 entrepreneurs invest $3 billion in retirement assets into the small businesses and franchises of their dreams. So if you've got $50,000 or more in a 401k and you're looking for a way to start a business, call Guidant Financial now for free information and to learn more. Operators are standing by for your call. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-351-1453. That's 1-800-351-1453. Again, 1-800-351-1453.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Exactly 35 minutes after the hour, back here on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon here. Garden Buddies, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. 855-424-9825 if you want to give us a call. Also, John at gardenamerica.com and right there on Facebook Live as we broadcast through Biz Talk Radio. John, what you looking at?
Well, I was wondering about your comment. Yes, he did, Dale. What does that mean?
Just answering Dale back about your came very close to a faux pas. You did a while back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because that came after Dale's comment that says, "I've got my subarctic tomatoes in."
Oh, I didn't see that.
And then right on top of that is your comment.
Yeah, well, sometimes
yes,
they're not in order. So I was responding, Dale, to your other comment about John and Garden Compass.
Right, how I made.
You went Garden.
I misspoke again.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us, but not you.
It used to be really bad. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know.
When we switched.
You know, of all the people in the gardening industry, John, you're one of them.
You got me again.
What you got? Any more questions?
Well, I was just going to comment on Dale's
subarctic
tomatoes because the subarctic tomatoes were developed for U.S. troops in Greenland so that they could have a source of vitamin C.
Wow.
So, they still had to grow them now, obviously, but those are some varieties that take temperatures down into the 30s and still set fruit. Subarctic Plenty is one, and I think there's like 3 or 4 with the subarctic in front of the names. Those obviously are good winter tomatoes. And you don't get much light in Greenland.
No,
either.
you don't, do you?
Depending on the time of the year.
Now, I heard a story that Greenland and Iceland are actually opposite, but they called it Iceland because they wanted to keep people away and not move there, and called it Greenland to attract people, when actually the temperature and weather is just the opposite. Right. Iceland's got better temperatures and better weather.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I think we discussed before that was
not true.
An old wives' tale.
Right. Why do wives tell so many tales?
Only the old ones.
The old ones.
They got nothing better to do.
So, I have another question here.
Okay.
This one's kind of it's not really a information question. It's more an inquiry. But hi, Garden America. I am an old listener and heard Sharon or somebody once mentioned a wholesaler in Orange County that sells air plants. I'm interested for resale. Can you let me know the name? Thanks. It was around a year or a few ago. Love from Elfin Forest, Mary Ellen.
Air plants?
Air plants in Orange County. I know up in Torrance, there's Rainforest Flora.
Yeah.
Do you think that she was mentioning somewhere else?
No, I think it was Rainforest Flora, and I sent you that answer, Brian. Did you send it on to her?
I think I did. I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, you just forwarded me the question during the week.
And I copied, pasted, and sent back. I'm pretty sure.
Now, do you remember our conversations about Rainforest Flora?
From a year ago?
No, we've talked to them over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Isley is one of the owners.
Right, one of the Isley brothers, yes.
We had him on our show. But do you remember one of the things that he did? Who he worked with? Worked with a Hollywood producer.
Oh, he didn't. Phil Spector.
No, not at all.
Harvey Weinstein.
You're talking about a movie, not music.
Right. He made a movie
with yes,
and in the Tillandsias, the bromeliads that he's famous for, provided the plants for this particular movie, and he was working with what's Cameron's first name?
James
Cameron.
James Cameron
on Avatar.
Oh, for those plants for the movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
now it's coming back to me.
Those all came from Paul Isley.
Wow, that's very cool.
And Paul and James Cameron were good friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Now I remember. It's all coming back to me. Well, most of it. Most of it's coming back to me.
Isn't there a song that says it's all coming back to me now?
Probably. What else do you have for us?
That's it.
Oh,
I'm
that's
ready
it.
to go. Oh, this was the time I left last week. I guess I got to stay this week.
Actually, you left earlier, a little earlier than that.
Did I?
Hey, we didn't talk about the rose auction at all. For those that missed it and those that were bidding. Now, how many...
Good time was had by all.
Now, let me ask you, do you recall some of the silent auctions where these bids came from throughout the country? How far away?
Let's see. We had bids from Pennsylvania.
That's great.
Georgia, Tennessee, Minnesota, several from Northern California.
Outstanding.
And where else?
So it was good. Everything sold, right, this year? There was nothing left.
It was touch and go there for a while, but every single plant sold.
Wow. Yeah, because I didn't take anything home this year.
Yeah.
Which is just as well.
The cheapest plant went for $2, and the most expensive plant went for $200. So between $200 and $200.
Pretty good. And again, that helps support the California Coastal Rose Society as we try to protect endangered roses.
That's right, the Save the Roses Foundation. And next year, I told you to...
this is going to be big next year, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to have 350 people.
Now, what's the difference between previous years and the upcoming year, 2018?
Well, in 2018, it's going to be held in conjunction with the American Rose Society's National Convention.
So they're all coming to San Diego.
Which is in San Diego, yeah.
And we're going to have it in Mission Valley.
It's going to be in Mission Valley, and I'm trying to think of it. Was the old Hanalei Hotel is now called...
The Handlery Hotel? No, Hanalei. What is it? No, because the Handlery is the old town and country. But anyway, right down in that area.
Right.
And so we're going to have to have a huge room. I assume a banquet room.
I think it's the Crown Plaza.
Okay.
It's now called the Crown Plaza.
So we need a banquet room. We need a huge room.
We have a huge room.
Yeah.
We're all ready to go.
Ready to go now?
Yeah.
How many roses?
Getting ready to go.
A lot more roses.
I don't know if we'll have a lot more.
But just a lot more activity, a lot more people there.
Be a lot more activity.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, but people come from all over the country, and I'm a little concerned with having to ship roses all over the country because, right now we only had, I think maybe we had 40, 50 that we had to ship out.
Yeah.
Now, if instead of 40, 50, you're looking at 200, 300 to ship out. That's a lot of work.
How do roses fare when it comes to shipping?
They fare well.
Okay. Fare thee well.
That's right. Yeah, this is a good time of year, actually, if you're in warmer areas of the country to be putting roses in. Colder areas of the country, it's probably a good idea now to wait till spring.
I haven't cut back yet. I'm not ready to cut back yet.
No, we don't need to cut back. I cut back the roses that I have in containers probably about 4 weeks ago because I was pulling weeds out of containers, moving them, and cut them all back 4 weeks ago. Now everything is all budded up, and it missed the heat. They weren't blooming during the heat, so the flowers didn't get burned. So I think next week, everything I have, I'll have to take a picture because everything I have in containers is just looking fantastic.
Yeah, everything. I told you my green planet's off the charts this year. And that rose is probably 13 years old.
No.
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because it was purchased by my son Eric when he was bidding at the old Carlsbad location, and I had my...
He's not much older than 13, is he?
My Ford truck, and that was back in 2004, 2005.
He's not much older than 13.
And he's going to be 25 November 12th.
Wow.
And he was the little guy that used to answer the phones for us. For those that remember.
That's right.
Yeah, 25. And he's a money guy now. He's into finance and money.
Wow.
So, yeah. Someone's got to take care of us in our old age. But anyway, yeah, I'm just amazed. That is my oldest rose. And that was the night that he bid on it. And I think I went for $60, $60, $70. Green Planet. And this year, prolific, huge, tall. I don't have the brown around the edges of the petals like I usually get. So that's my story.
We had the greenest rose out there is a rose called Super Green. And when we lost it. So now we're trying to find someone.
Didn't you say the further to the coast or the further inland dictates how green those roses might get?
Not necessarily, because another so-called green rose is St. Patrick. And the hotter that St. Patrick gets, the greener it gets. Okay. But for most roses, it's usually a little cooler, keeps them green.
So St.
like
Patrick,
the blacks, black roses, they need to be cool,
right? Because they reflect heat or bring in the heat, right? Don't they? Black absorbs heat. So
black absorbs heat.
Right.
What's your point?
Well,
it makes it red.
Turns it red. What was the rose you're trying to find again that you lost?
Super Green.
What happened to it?
Well, the one I had in my yard died.
Okay.
And it's a rose that never had wide distribution.
Okay. So it's hard to find.
Oh, really hard to find. Right.
Well, we're going to take a break. We have one more segment coming up. One more. Your chance with questions, comments. Been talking roses. May continue to talk roses. Whatever's on your mind, post your questions, comments on Facebook. or 855-424-9825, John at GardenAmerica.com, as we're coming right back. Stay with us.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. You have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too, because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance, it's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658.
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. Call 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. That's 800-223-0092.
Greece is cheap,
but the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow!
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you?
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-303-4607. 800-303-4607. Call now. 800-303-4607. That's 800-303-4607.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
Having a good time this morning. It is 51 minutes after the hour. Such a good time. 2 hours flying by just like that. And we're in the waning moments of our show, but thank you so much for hanging in there. I know Kathy is watching us on her iPad, having an English breakfast, and we will get into discussing our trip to England after we take care of a few things here, right, John?
What is an English breakfast?
Well,
Crumpets.
that's a good.
You have an English muffin?
I had an English muffin this morning, by the way.
I never had a crumpet until about 5-6 years ago.
I don't know what a crumpet is. It
Kinda
shows
like
you how
I just know
cultural I
it's
am.
English.
It's kind of like a flat English muffin.
Okay. But now you
Aren't
say
English muffins flat?
Yeah, but I mean, even
More flat?
not as many bumps as an English or crevices.
nooks and crannies. I love nooks
Not
and
as many.
crannies. I like the nooks better than the crannies.
A little,
but I do like them both.
A little thicker.
Now people used to complain about food in England, and now they say that it's a lot better. As a tourist, if you go over there, the food is much better. What have they done to change it, John? You're a world traveler. You've been there.
No, the food in England now is good. You can get
Very good.
anything over there.
Anything
right?
you want.
Right.
They added salt.
Yeah, put salt on the table, right?
I was just, I was reading something on the internet, and it was about how the rest of the world views Americans. And like when they come over here, things they tell you to watch out for, like they tell us when we go to Europe, watch
Sure.
out for this. But one of the things they say is that, I don't know why I thought of this, but just because you were talking about it, they said the first thing you'll realize is that Americans are obsessed with ice.
Oh, yeah.
That they put ice in everything. Everything is served cold.
I would agree with you. Yeah.
And I started thinking about that when we were in Europe. Our drinks always came with no ice.
No ice. Right.
You get water, no ice.
And a lot of
the beer is served warm.
A lot of times butter was missing.
Yeah, they don't do butter.
We didn't get butter. You had to ask for it. But in some of these trips that we went on, they would have things specifically on the table for us. Because, the Americans are here, so, whatever.
They put a Heinz 51.
Travel company you're with will make sure we have this for you and that.
Well, the first time I went to New Zealand, they did not have ketchup. They didn't use ketchup in New Zealand.
On anything.
Right.
Wow. Could you buy a hamburger?
Well, they had a McDonald's there, and they sold. One thing in New Zealand that I thought was odd, and I'm sure that they think it's odd that we put pickles on hamburgers, but instead of pickles, they put beets on a hamburger.
Wow.
Seems odd.
Beets to me have no taste. Beets have no taste to me.
Really?
I don't. Yep. No taste at all.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
I like beets. Beets are good.
So they're good for you. One of the best foods you can ingest.
You can't beat them. Hey,
so should we talk more about the trip coming up in July?
We should. Let's answer Dale's question first, because he says he's being dragged out to the garden center.
Yeah.
So he wants to know what winter flowers are good to pick up now. Pansies are probably my favorite.
Yeah, they're starting to come into the nurseries and the garden centers now. Pansies.
And then if you want cut flowers and something really fragrant, stock.
Comes in whites, pinks, purples only, though. So,
No, there's singles and doubles on stocks. I prefer the doubles.
Really?
Yeah. You like the singles?
I feel the singles perform better, so I do like them.
You get more flowers on the singles, it seems.
The
like
double
more
feels
branches.
doesn't feel like. The double seems like when they're done flowering, they show it more, where the single seems cleaner to me. Yeah.
I don't think I could argue with that. I think you've got a good point there.
Did you see what Lenore said is her English breakfast?
We got eggs, bacon, sausages, potatoes, peppers, onions, garlic.
That sounds like my kind of breakfast right
fried
there.
eggs.
I think that's her version of an English breakfast.
Yeah.
But it sounds great. What? Yeah, look.
So, but what
That
other
could be.
winter flowers are cyclamen? Ooh, I like cyclamen.
Yeah.
You know what is nice about is your cyclamen still alive? The one that I saved.
The one that you saved?
Yeah, I brought you a little baby.
Oh, you know what? The real nice one?
No, it's a little tiny thing, and you saved it.
Yeah,
I said, plant this, you like it.
No, it eventually passed away.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because they go completely dormant. And you'll think they're dead. And then
all right, I'll double check.
A few months later, dig your finger down there and see if the bulb is still there.
Okay. You know what didn't come back? What was that nice, pretty purple plant you gave me that it bloomed, and you said it'll come? I don't know. It's
People
like,
are
it's
watching
like doing
you
mines,
guys, all right?
Purple. I'd have to go back and take a look. I took a picture of it.
Yeah,
it didn't make
tough
it.
Description.
Now, are you talking?
Tell me the name.
You're talking about the Velthemia?
Yes.
That's not purple. It was pink.
Purple, pink. Remember, you're colorblind, John.
I can tell pink from purple, buddy.
Okay. Anyway, yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
That also dies completely to the ground and will come back up later. You can't kill that.
Well, I hope so.
You didn't kill it.
No, I didn't. Okay,
unless
good.
you threw it away. That's the only way to kill it.
I don't throw anything away. In fact, you know what? My tomato plants, the one you gave Tiger and I, that's finally gone. Mm-hmm. Still have the pot. It's ready for something else.
Yeah, I've got some bulbs at home I can bring you next week that I dug up and are just sitting there.
Do I have to put them in the refrigerator?
Nope.
They're ready to go?
Yep.
Oh, what kind of bulbs are they?
They're Ismini.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know how long I've been looking for that?
Ismini bulbs?
They're Peruvian daffodils, they're called.
The pots, and the pot I have is, the pot's not that big. It's the same pot that you
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
gave
that
us.
big.
Yeah, sure. It needs it. And I've still got plenty of soil from Tiger, so I'm in good shape.
All right. Okay,
everything looks good. Everything looks good back there.
Okay, what else? Iceland poppies will be available pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. We only have a couple of minutes here if you want to talk about the trip here.
All right.
Get people going here.
The trip, we were talking about English breakfast because we're going to take a trip next July to England.
Right.
We're going to the Hampton Court Flower Show, a world-famous flower show, which I've never been to, and it's been on my bucket list, so it's something else I can cross off. Got a lot of things on that list, though, so don't worry about them all being done.
And it's July 2018, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, 1st of July is when we go.
And the itinerary is at gardenamerica.com, which will explain everything.
Yeah, and we're going to be going to public gardens, but also private gardens that are not open to the public.
Are we going to that place where all the plants are poisonous?
No, that was in Northumberland. That was right across the Scottish border. You didn't come with us.
No, I didn't, but that's a great story. Every single plant in there is poisonous.
Well, it was a special garden.
Keep me guessing.
And it had a gate on it with a skull and crossbones on the gate. And, the woman that had that garden, the Duchess of Northumberland, was different.
I think you'd have to be to have a garden like that.
Well, she was different because she would go down to the local veterinarian, and whenever dogs died, he would save them for her. She would have them stuffed, and then she placed them around the castle in different poses.
That's different.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in, watching us on Facebook. For the entire crew, I want to thank our boys back at the mothership. I want to thank Jeremiah, Zach, Brannon, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. Of course, all of you people listening, have a great week. Take care. And remember, always get growing, America. Take care. Thumbs up.